Hello students. Today we are going to learn an amazing story from your book Moments, the Supplementary Reader. The name of the story is The Adventures of Toto, written by Ruskin Bond. The stories, poems, novels and the literature written for children by Ruskin Bond is always loved. The Adventures of Toto is a story of a very mischievous monkey. Look at this picture. Toto is a mischievous monkey that is brought by narrator Ruskin Bond's grandfather. Ruskin Bond's grandfather loved animals a lot, so he had his own private zoo. Even it's very interesting and amazing idea, right? So in his private zoo there were different types of animals. He went on adding animals in his zoo, and one day he brought a small monkey from a Tangawala, and he named that cute pretty monkey Toto. You can see his picture here. Let us know more about Ruskin Bond. Students, Ruskin Bond doesn't need any introduction in English literature. It's a very great name. Let us know about him. Ruskin Bond was born on 19th May 1934 in Kasauli, Himachal Pradesh, India. His father served in the RAF in World War II. Ruskin Bond started writing his first novel, Room on the Roof, when he was studying in England. He was all of 17 at the time. The story was partly influenced by his experience of living in a rented room on a roof with his friends in Dehra. The book was published when he was 21st. It went on to win John Levin's Race Prize, which is awarded to a Commonwealth writer under 30s for the work of outstanding literary merit. He returned to India in 1955 and never went back. Vagrants in the Valley, sequel to his first novel, was also published soon after and was much appreciated. Ruskin Bond written about 10 plays, over 50 short stories, a number of essays and travel writing, and hundreds of poems. Apart from the first two novels, he has written two other novels, A Flight of Pigeons, A Flight of Pigeons and Delhi is Not Far. In 1997, his autobiography called Scenes from a Writer's Life was published, in which he is written about his life till his 21st year. The Room on the Roof has been adapted in BBC produced TV series, while A Flight of Pigeons and a story called Blue Umbrella have been adapted into films. Several of his stories have been incorporated into the syllabus of all classes in schools all over India. Ruskin writes in detail about the flora and fauna of Himalayas in many of his stories. He lives a quiet life with his adopted family in London. His unamused humor and quiet wisdom are evident in his works. The simplicity with which he tells stories is both absorbing and entertaining. His writings also reflect the depth of his understanding and love for nature. Here's one of the many poems he has written. Students, I have given you one of his beautiful poem, so you will realize what a beautiful writing Ruskin Bond had. The name of the poem is Raindrop. It will give you a slight glimpse of his writing. Raindrop, this leaf, so complete in itself, is only part of the tree, and this tree, so complete in itself, is only part of the forest, and the forest runs down from the hill to the sea, and the sea, so complete in itself, rests like a raindrop in the hand of God. Such a beautiful poem. Each and everything in nature is complete in itself. This is the message of the poem. Some of his recent books include Funny Side Up, a collection of hilarious experiences from his life. The India I Love, Ruskin Bond's Books of Nature, and A Town Called Dehra. He received Sahitya Akademi Award in 1993 and was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999. It has been over 5 decades since Ruskin Bond started writing, and he's produced much loved works over the years. The simple, bespectacled, smiling man living in the hills receives many visitors at his cottage during the tourist season in Missouri. He still prefers writing with a pen rather than on a computer. So he was Ruskin Bond. Let us learn his one of the story. Its name is The Adventures of Toto. We know he has written on nature, flora and fauna. Here is the best example. He has written a story on very naughty monkey. Introduction to the lesson. This is a humorous and adventure story of naughty monkey named Toto. The writer's grandfather bought the monkey from a tanga driver. The pranks played by Toto have been narrated in an interesting way and make the story a must read for us. Let's know what's the theme of the story. The story deals with the outcome of the interaction between humans and animals. It shows that not all animals can adapt themselves to the human lifestyle. It requires a great deal of patience to train animals to acquire non-destructive behavior. Students, we sometimes have our pets in our house, and in no time they become our family members because they observe us and we try to train them like our lifestyle. But it's not possible every time, and especially when the animal like monkey, mischievous Toto. So this is the example. In this story, grandfather tried his level best to bring monkey Toto to human lifestyle, but the mischievous Toto could never do it. And at last, grandfather nearby he has defeated in that task. So what adventures, what mischiefs he does with the family members and grandfather too. This is a funny account of that. Let's go for next slide. Detailed explanation of the story. When I am explaining all these things, I hope you have read the lesson, the story before, and you have your textbook in front of you now. The Adventures of Toto by Ruskin Bond is an amusing story highlighting the antics of a mischievous monkey. The narrator's grandfather bought Toto a little red monkey from a tanga driver to add to his collection of animals in his private zoo. Toto was an attractive monkey with sparkling eyes. He would take special delight in scaring elderly Anglo-Indian ladies, since grandmother was always uh, averse to grandfather's collection of animals. He decided to keep the news about Toto hidden from her until she was a better mood. Toto was temporarily kept in a closet that opened into narrator's bedroom. After a few hours of keeping Toto into closet, when the narrator and the grandfather came to see Toto, they were in for a shock. Toto had torn wallpaper. The peg with which Toto had been bound had been wrenched off the wall. Narrator's school blazer torn into pieces. So, these points deals with few paragraphs of the lesson. We learn through this that narrator's grandfather has brought Toto from a tanga driver. It's very pretty red colored small monkey. Actually, he should be welcomed, but it did not happen. We know grandfather is fond of animals and he has his own private zoo. Different types of animals are there in the zoo. But grandmother doesn't like it. Naturally, because she has to look after all these animals. She has to do all the things for them. So she will be very angry to see this monkey this time. So what is the idea grandfather has done? Grandfather has hidden this mischievous monkey in narrator's bedroom. And what condition they found the bedroom after few hours, we know. Wallpaper is scratched. Narrator's school blazer is turned into pieces. But it's very amazing thing to know that still grandfather has not become angry on Toto. Rather, he says that this animal is very clever. What a positive person. So let us see those things into next slide. The grandfather was quite happy at the monkey's adventures. He felt that Toto was very clever. He said that if they would have given him more time, he would have tied the thin pieces of writer's torn blazer into a rope and would have escaped out of the window. So, grandfather has taken this thing very positively. He says that if we would have been given him little more time, he might have changed that pieces of blazer into a rope and he might have escaped from that bedroom. So, that is called love towards animal. He has not irritated or got angry. Next point, after this, it was decided that Toto would be transferred to the cage where other animals such as a tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a squirrel, and narrator's pet goat lived amiably. Unfortunately, Toto would create a trouble for all of them. So they have decided that in this bedroom he can't live anymore. They decided to keep monkey into the zoo with other animals. Amazing to know that there are different types of animals living amiably, friendly with each other. Which animals are they? A tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a squirrel, and narrator's pet goat. But this Toto monkey can't fit with them. Next point, the grandfather had to go to Sharanpur to collect his pension. He decided to take Toto along in a in a big canvas bag. Since there was no opening in the bag to allow his hands or face to come out, he would often jump inside the bag, making bag look like as if there was a spirit in it. As soon as the rain reached Saharanpur, Toto scratched the ticket collector. Toto scared the ticket collector by popping his head out of the bag and grinning at him. The ticket collector was annoyed at the discovery and asserted that the grandfather would have to pay for Toto's fare. The ticket collector classified Toto as a dog and would not listen to the grandfather's argument that it was not a dog. So, one incident, amazing incident, is narrated by Ruskin. Usually, grandfather used to go to Saharanpur to take his pension. This time, he has decided to take Toto along with him. Why? Because he was making fun and disturbing other animals in the zoo. He was not fit with other animals. He was not amiable with other animals. He used to do pranks with other animals. So what does grandfather decides? Let us take Toto with him to Saharanpur. But how to take a monkey in a railway? It was not allowed. So this time also grandfather has hidden monkey in a big canvas bag. Nobody can guess that there can be a monkey or an animal in that bag. But unfortunately, this Toto, mischievous monkey, has scratched the bag and he is grinning towards the ticket collector. Grinning means making face and making a particular noise that monkey do. So, seeing this picture, the ticket collector has irritated and asked for the fare of that animal, and he has taken this monkey as a dog and he is asking for fare. Grandfather tries to convince the ticket collector that it is not a dog, it's a monkey. But he doesn't understand, he's not in mood to listen anything and he asks for the fare. In this way, here also, Toto monkey has done one of the adventure to scratch the bag and grin at the ticket collector. Next point, once the grandmother accepted Toto, he was shifted to the stable where Nana, the family donkey, lived. Toto could not get along with Nana as well. One day he almost boiled himself when he jumped into a kettle of boiling water. Let's go for this point, last green colored. What happened then? At last, mother has to accept this Toto monkey as a pet, as a family member of private zoo of grandfather, and he has shifted to the stable where Nana used to live. Who is this Nana? He is a family donkey. All the things are very amazing and interesting to listen, right? But practically how horrible it might have been, we can understand. So this our small, pranky, naughty monkey could not adjust with this donkey Nana. Next, one day he almost boiled himself when he jumped into the kettle of boiling water. One of the amazing thing adventure done by Toto. The picture of Toto's bath is narrated very beautifully in the textbook. Grandmother used to warm the water for Toto and he used to take a relaxed bath every day. So one day when grandmother has kept a big pot on chulha, that time this Toto has jumped into that chulha to enjoy the bath, but he has literally boiled himself when he jumped into the kettle of the boiling water. Next, one afternoon, Toto ate the family meal and threw the empty dish from the tree to broke it into the several pieces. Even day by day, he is becoming more problematic animal. He has ate meal of the family. Sitting on the dining table, he has cracked the plates. He has taken that meal on the tree and he has threw the empty dishes from the tree, and the dishes were broken into several pieces. Toto's mischiefs grew day by day, and grandfather realized that they could not keep him at home. Finally, he sold Toto to the same Tanga driver for a sum of 3 rupees. So, as he was being more mischievous animal and could not suit in grandfather's zoo, though grandfather loved him a lot, he has to return that small pretty monkey to the Changawala again. Actually, he has brought that monkey for 5 rupees, but he has sold that monkey again to him for 3 rupees. Actually, it is a loss. It is not the matter to see loss or profit. So, grandfather has returned Toto the monkey back. Let us know value points of the lesson. The story. The writer's grandfather liked to collect animals and had a zoo at home. Once he bought a monkey named Toto from a Changa driver for a sum of 5 rupees. Toto was kept secretly as the grandmother disliked animals. Toto was very mischievous. When the writer and his grandfather hid Toto in a cupboard and tied him to a hook, he broke the hook and caused havoc in the room. The next day, when he was kept in the servants' room along with other animals, he did not let them sleep all night. As a grandfather had to go to Sharanpur for work, he decided to take the monkey along with him. He carried Toto in a strong bag made of canvas and closed the jeep nicely so that Toto could not escape. Toto made unsuccessful attempts to get out of the bag, which made the back jump and roll. This aroused the curiosity of fellow passengers at the railway station, at the Sharanpur railway station. When grandfather was getting his ticket checked, Toto picked out of the bag and smiled at the ticket collector. As the ticket collector declared that it was a dog, grandfather had to buy a ticket for 3 rupees, much to his annoyance. Toto enjoyed taking bath in a warm water during the winter season, and he has boiled himself in that warm water. Now let us know about the character sketch of our amazing, naughty, mischievous Toto. Character Toto. Toto was a baby monkey who was bought from a tanga driver by narrator's grandfather. He was pretty to look at. He had bright eyes and sparkled with mischief beneath deep set eyebrows. His pearly white teeth frightened the Anglo-Indian ladies when he smiled. His hands looked dried up as though they had been pickled in the sun for many years. He was quick with his fingers and lifted things in a wicked manner. His tail added to his beauty and acted as his third hand. He was playful but restless. To keep Toto's presence as a secret from grandmother, he was put in a little closet and was tied securely. A few hours later, when the narrator and grandfather returned, they found that the wall, which had been covered with some ornamental papers, was now uncovered. He was destructive too. The peg in the wall had been wrenched from its socket. He had torn narrator's school blazer. He was a total misfit with other animals. He was a keen observer. He imitated narrator's manner of taking bath. He was curious by nature and many times landed in trouble because of this. He caused a lot of damage by destroying things. Finally, he was sent away and sold back to the same Tanga driver. So, he is the Toto. Students, even it's important to know more about our amazing grandfather, narrator's grandfather who had his private zoo. It's really a thrilling idea, right? Let us know about grandfather. Grandfather was an animal lover. He had his own private zoo. He did not mind spending money in order to get animals. And birds. He was sensitive towards the feeling of his wife. Toto's presence was kept as a secret till she was in good mood. When Toto was finally accepted by grandmother, he was given a comfortable home in a stable where he had Nana the family donkey as a companion. He did not mind Toto's mischiefs. Instead, he found him to be a quite clever. Grandfather was witty and sarcastic. His experience with the ticket collector and the arguments he gave to approve himself were quite amusing. He took a wise decision by sailing back Toto, as it had become impossible to keep such a mischievous pet. In this way, this was the story of Toto. Thank you.